Uzi the future. I just need to tell you that. Lil Uzi.
If you have had your ear to the music world, you know that Lil Uzi Vert's Pink Tape has been one of the most anticipated albums of the entire decade to this point. Hyped up to be Uzi's most ambitious album yet, fans have been waiting eagerly since the summer of 2021 for this project. On June 30th, 2023, Lil Uzi finally released Pink Tape, and it is more ambitious than anybody could have imagined. Just from the record's 23 songs and 3 bonus tracks, which clock in at an hour and 27 minutes of runtime, this is without a doubt Uzi's most massive record and one of the biggest that hip-hop's mainstream has seen in quite some time. When it comes to the 26 new songs this loaded album gives us, they are nothing like Uzi has ever done before. The Pink Tape marks uncharted territory for Lil Uzi Vert, and with the entire world watching, does this record live up to its massive expectations? If those expectations had you wanting more hits like EXO Tour Life and albums like Lil Uzi vs. The World, then the answer is unapologetically no. On the flip side of that, if you were expecting Lil Uzi to break new ground and push forward their sound in ways that many of the biggest rappers in the world are too scared to ever even try, then this may be the album for you. With its hour-and-a-half runtime, Uzi definitely did not trim any of the fat on this project, and while it does hinder the quality of the full listening experience, it sure does make for a whirlwind of experimentation, creativity, and most importantly, fun. Just based off the creative liberties and rock influence that Uzi has brought into their typical melodic sound, I think a more fitting name for this record would have been Whole Lotta Pink. Then at least people would know that what they are getting into is nothing like they have ever experienced before. As soon as you press play on this album, you are welcomed into something that is surreal, to say the least. From the vocals to the production, every aspect of this record is nothing like Uzi has ever done. Uzi's vocals are more grim, yet at the same time they are also more dazzling and futuristic. The production still feels spacey, but instead of floating into the starry night, it feels like we are now being sucked into a black hole. The intensity in both Uzi Vert's vocals and beat selection adds a ferocity that we haven't seen since, well, Playboi Carti's Whole Lotta Red.
It's always two. It's always two at a time. You know what I mean? It's really Carti and Uzi. It's really Carti and Uzi. Playboi Carti and Uzi.
The influence of that record is very apparent here, as Carti's rage-fueled vamp era has pushed Uzi to take this music in a way more daring direction than ever before. With that said, the Pink Tape does not step on the toes of Carti's success, as Uzi truly does craft their own take on what a more aggressive and lively trap sound is. Take the track Nakamura. This song masterfully captures the magic of what Uzi is doing in this chapter of his career. Sampling WWE wrestler Shinsuke Nakamura's theme song, infusing it into a lively trap beat, and adding some fearsome vocals over it all to create a moment that feels so majestic and triumphant. While Uzi's new style leads to moments like this, it also creates anthems that were built for the mosh pit with their dark guitar riffs, pounding synths, and rage-fueled vocals. As Doris and A with Travis Scott embody this mayhem to the max, and even with that Travis Scott feature being kinda terrible, the track's atmosphere is unmatched. What makes this new take on Uzi's music so special is the way that it has changed the dynamic of Lil Uzi Vert's sound. Uzi's music has been synonymous with exuberant feel-good energy in the past, but the feeling the Pink Tape aims to conceive is completely different. The Pink Tape's musical roots are built upon intensity, and this creates a thrilling experience. This is something so new and different for Uzi's music, and while it may not click seamlessly and there are some kinks to fix within this style, it is so entertaining to listen to at the bare minimum. Uzi has completely changed the conventions and parameters of their artistry, and it is so refreshing to hear one of the figureheads of the rap game trying something that is so bold. Uzi's vocal inflections bounce constantly from being very high-pitched to very dark and heavy. The same principle can be said with Uzi's autotune, which works with the vocals to alter the entire course of the performances on this record through its constant pitch shifting. Beyond the aggressive and intense core of Pink Tape, Uzi also does expand the sound of this project in multiple ways. The Jersey Club influence Just Wanna Rock is on this project, and beyond this smash hit, tracks like Mama I'm Sorry and Patience with Don Toliver are more smooth and psychedelic than any song Uzi's ever done. When we look at all of the offerings in the Pink Tape, the biggest problem is that it simply is doing way too much all at once. Even with the core of the record's rage-driven sound, a lot of it feels like Uzi is trying to figure out what sticks, and this makes the album from start to finish feel very disjointed from the intro to the outro. It feels like we are listening to multiple different records over the course of the listening experience. versions. Pink Tape would have worked a lot better as a double disc project, as sitting for an hour and a half through a set of tracks that steer you in so many different directions can get both tedious and very confusing. There are definitely a good portion of tracks that could have been cut from this project, but at the same time, Uzi creating this record to be a roller coaster, theme park-like experience of an album as opposed to a cohesive LP makes a lot of sense considering Uzi's goals for this record. While tracks like the French electronic influenced Fire Alarm and System of a Down cover CS don't always mesh well with the rest of the project cohesively, they are some of the most fun and intriguing moments that the entire project has to offer. While the album sure is clunky, these moments represent the creative chaos that Uzi channels as a whole on this album. Speaking of CS, Lil Uzi going full rock mode on the back end of Pink Tape is one of the coolest aspects of the entire record. The track Werewolf featuring British rock band Bring Me to the Horizon is so much fun, all due to the fact of how Uzi's style meshes together with the intense percussion and guitar riffs of a real band. The song just works on a fundamental level, and while it may not be what people expected going into this record, it's pretty amazing to see. Looking at Pink Tape as a whole, the record works like a multi-act project that always keeps you on your feet. Whether you're gonna love this album or whether you hate it, you can't say that it is boring, and while it does go a little too far in some places and suffers from its extremely long length and a lack of a strong direction, it's still a super special album that is amazing for the bold creative storm that it offers. In an era where many rappers are too scared to try anything remotely different, Lil Uzi flips the game on its head, doing something that is just so bold and refreshing and daring. Just like Playboi Carti, Uzi has pushed trap music forward, showing just how wild and exciting playing with this formula can still be. So when you ask yourself the question, is the Pink Tape worth the hype? While you may not love the record, and hell, you may even hate it, the entertaining spectacle that Uzi has put together surely deserves the buzz it's getting at the moment, and ultimately, the controversy and debates it will spawn in the future. In my eyes, the highlights on this record are the tracks Flooded the Face, S-Doors, A, Crush 'Em, Amped, Endless Fashion, All Alone, Nakamura, Fire Alarm, and Days Come and Go. And for everything this album embodies, for the messy thrill ride that it offers, I'm going to be giving the Pink Tape a 7 out of 10, and hopefully I still feel that way in the future. Hopefully I don't live on to regret that tape. Are you rocking with the Pink Tape? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed hearing my thoughts on the record, be sure to leave a like. It helps me out a ton, and it's free to do. Stay around for more videos and hit that subscribe button. If you like hip-hop, you won't be let down. Mr. F, Fantastic Hip Hop, signing out. Have a great day.